Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you may be from around the world right now. Making this video right now as a sort of a response, as a way to explain a phenomenon of something that a friend of mine had actually asked on this forum that I quite frequent quite often. The question she posed was like this. I'm not sure I understand in practical terms what it means when they say that the angels of omnipotence shift time and bend reality. Can someone give me real-life examples of what that might look like? Okay, so bear with me. I'm going to get a little quite theoretical in this video. Theoretical to the point where it may sound absolutely ballistic, and I'm going to sound like a complete nutcase, and I don't care. Because what I say makes sense to me and offers the possibility that things that you cannot comprehend might actually be possible. So I'm speaking to those people who may be trying to understand what it means to bend time and shift reality. Because if you use the Gallery of Magic methods of building wealth, right? It actually asks you to ask the spirits to bend time and shift reality such that your reality is shaped to build a life of wealth. What does that exactly mean? So it's kind of a tall statement, right? To bend time and shift reality. Ooh, time traveling spirits. Ooh. Yes and no. It's kind of weird. So how does this work? Well, first of all, we have to kind of comprehend or kind of understand, and we have to make some assumptions. Let's just make an assumption, okay? Based on some quantum theory and stuff. For one, time is only linear because we perceive it to be linear. What does that mean? That means that you and I can only comprehend anything in this world in a linear fashion when it relates to time. Everything, every event, every incident that happens, every effect that is an effect of a cause in this universe that we can possibly comprehend with our five senses, right, is chronological in nature. With that being the case, if everything is chronological in nature, we can only perceive things in ways that relate to chronological, that relate to time being linear. So if I were to be thinking about something that happened yesterday, I'm not actually living in yesterday. I'm recalling something. But it happened before. I can't go back and literally relive it because time only moves forward to the way that we can comprehend it. The spirits are not bound by such limitations. It may be hard to comprehend because we're only capable of comprehending what we can see, feel, touch, taste, and smell, right? So this may seem like really out there stuff, and it is. It's really out there stuff. It's like beyond comprehension. Like I keep mentioning, I keep bringing home that notion that it's beyond comprehension. So what are we doing when we're asking the spirits to shift time and bend reality? The spirits, since they are not bound by this line of backwards to forwards or point A to point B in time, since the spirits are not bound by that, they can access, they see it from above. Let's say, for instance, that this piece of paper, I'll make it so that it looks just like a line. This is 2 dimensions, left and right. If this is a straight line, just pretend like this is a straight line and that it's not a 3-dimensional object. This is time. Here's point A. Here's point B. Point B always happens after point A. Point A can never happen after point B because time is linear. It goes one direction, the way we comprehend it. Now, the spirits do not exist on this plane. They exist in another plane. What I personally feel like is the quantum realm. They exist in the quantum realm, which is outside of this, but incorporates this as well, which is why the spirits can actually make changes on the physical plane, which is this 2-dimensional thing. So where are the spirits? They could be above it. They could be underneath it. They could be in a dimension that I can't even begin to explain because I can only show you 3 dimensions because we can only comprehend 3 dimensions. They could be in any of these other, I don't know. I'm going to go crazy trying to think about how to explain it. But let's just say, for instance, that the spirit is right here, okay? When we're asking the spirit, when we are at this point in time, the spirit is right here, okay? Let's say I will pretend that's the spirit. Okay, I know it's an ugly ass spirit, but let's just pretend that this is a spirit. We're asking the spirit when we're at point A, or let's call this point Z. We're asking the spirit when we're at point Z to please shift time and bend reality. So the spirit is like, okay, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna do some stuff over here, and then it goes, okay, I'm gonna go do some stuff over here. And what the spirit has actually done, we're always here, right? We've been here the whole time, but it makes the perception of what happened back here different. So what the spirit actually did was took the experiences that we had back here, the memories, the behaviors, the patterns that we've exhibited all from here all the way to here. It changes them and changes the way that we perceive it, such that if we're asking the spirits for wealth, the spirit will change the behavior, the thought patterns, all that from these 2 points. And our perception of the past will no longer be in poverty based. Our perceptions of the entire past will have been shifted, because while I may have been poor all throughout my life, and I may have been in poverty struck mindset all my entire life up until this point, the spirit is quite literally reframing the entire past. I use the word reframing. That's actually a neurolinguistics programming technique. You can actually do this consciously. You can ask the spirits to do it. There's so many different ways to do it. It's up here, the power of the mind. In this scenario, we're talking about comprehending it using the spirits, okay? So the spirit is actually reframing the past. What about the future? What about all this, right? The future is vast. The future, we can't tell what's going to happen tomorrow. We can't tell what is next. We can kind of have a good guess. Like, I know for 100% fact that I'm going to wake up tomorrow. Okay, let me say 99% fact. There's always some random fucking possibility that can happen in the middle of the night where I won't wake up tomorrow. But I'm almost 100% sure that I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to get ready, and I'm going to go to work, right? I can kind of predict that. But that's like super small. That's like one small certainty in the vast possibilities of tomorrow. Which customer is going to call me tomorrow? I don't know. How much sales are we going to make? I don't know. I mean, I can have a rough estimate, but it's not going to be 100% precise on the dot. And if it is, great. It may have just been luck. Or I'm very good at calculating. But what are we asking for when we ask the spirits to affect the future, shift time in the future? What we're asking, in essence, and this is my understanding, feel free to disagree or agree, or if you have your thoughts, please comment it. Please, I would love to hear your perspective on this. What we're asking the spirit to do is to change the path that we are on, right? Using the example I gave before, my entire life, up until this point, I've been living under a poverty mindset. Using that example, if I continue to live in the exact same way and do not make a single change, or I do not alter my behavior, I do not alter my mindset, I do not take action to change where I came from and the future that I'm going to have, then I will continue on that same exact path that takes me from point A to point B, and I will eventually die having lived a mediocre life. Pretty simple, right? Pretty straightforward. It's not that difficult to comprehend. But what I'm asking the spirit to do when asking to change the future is to shift me onto a new lifeline altogether, where point B is no longer a life of mediocrity. It is now point C, what I'm asking the Spirit to do is take me to point C. Okay? Point C is me living a life of wealth. So I went from here before asking the spirits, and I'm asking the Spirit to bend time, shift reality, and take me to a life of wealth. So this possibility of the future no longer exists, and I am now living in this timeline where it's the same me, right? It's the same me. It's just I'm on a new path now. I'm on a new path. My perception of the past has changed, and the lifeline, the path that I'm on right now, is different as well. And now I'm on a happy path because I've taken action to change my life. I've done something about where I came from. I've asked the spirits for help. Man, this is like so abstract and so out there that it's really difficult to try to explain. I tried to explain to my friend through the forum earlier today, and it's like I can only put in so much information that kind of sort of made sense, you know? But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Peace out, guys. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha.